Okay. Hi, I'm Judge Dunson. I am the presiding judge of the 309th Family District Court in Harris County, Houston, Texas. I have been in this position for approximately 2 years now. I came in 2018. I'm up for election in 2022. This is an elected position, and one of my duties is to handle all issues relating to family matters, such as divorces, marriages, adoptions, custody battles, CPS cases, annulments. Those are the type of things, or child support. Those are the type of cases that I deal with. And one of the reasons why I think that being a judge and being a part of this judicial system is important is because number one, we all get to participate in our society. And being able to participate, we've all unconsciously and consciously agreed to follow certain rules and boundaries to make the system work. And so for each sector of society, say for a family, which the cases that come before my court, there are a certain set of rules that govern behaviors in the family. And so what I do when there's an issue in the family, say for example, someone fathers a child, or it could be the mother of the child, and they decide they don't want to live in a relationship with the other party, but there's a child involved. That person is still responsible for taking care of that child. Because if they were married, you have a mother and a father that takes care of you. So there are a set of rules that says, if you're going to be a family, whether you live together or not, if a child is involved, you must take care of the child. My job is to make sure that you follow those rules and that a certain portion of income is set aside each month to take care of that child. And so we have to have active participants, like a judicial system. We also have like a legislative branch that make the rules. They make the rules, and what I do, I interpret the rules that they make. And so you may have an issue and you may think this court applies. Well, I get to read, and I get to read the code and see if it applies to your case, and I get to see if your interpretation is in line with that statute or your opponent's interpretation is in line with that statute. I'm also here to make sure that you have an equal chance at justice. I am to be impartial. I am to make sure that you leave here with your dignity intact, that you are respected at all times, and that your issues are heard. A type of what I had to do for me that ended in this position, and things that I will encourage you to do if you are interested in being a judge or working in the legal profession. When you're in school, like primary school and secondary school, like high school, make sure that you take classes that increase your ability to understand. That means like English classes, reading classes, so that you can, because you get to read a lot and you have to be able to comprehend what you read. You also want to take classes that increase your critical thinking skills, like math. Math increases your ability to reason, and you're going to be able to have to be able to do that because you have to be able to weigh the evidence that's presented to you, and you're going to have to be able to decide on the credibility of witnesses. You also, when you're able to take classes in college, you want to take classes like logic or philosophy. Those are classes that help you with your critical thinking. You also want to take those English classes and those writing classes. Some classes, some campuses or schools, we have classes that they call pre-law. There's really no classes that are prerequisite prerequisite to you going to law school. You just want to be able to take those classes that will be able to help you be able to reason and think critically. And you also want to develop certain traits within your character, like the ability to listen. You have to listen, and you can't always speak. And so you have to be able to listen, assess the facts that are presented to you so that you can come to a reasonable conclusion. Because you have to understand, depending on how many parties are involved in the case, everybody has a story. Everybody thinks that their story is the truth. So you have to listen to everyone, and then you come up to what you think is the most probable truth based on the facts that's presented by everyone. Our day-to-day activities, my court, we are equipped with a clerk. The clerk handles duties of like intaking cases and processing the paperwork and setting certain types of hearings. We have a court coordinator who, she pretty much keeps this court moving. She sets the trial dockets and makes sure all the parts are moving together. We have a stenographer, which is also called a court reporter. What she does is she has to be very attentive. She has to have sharp listening skills, and she makes record of what goes on, of the dialogue in court. I also have bailiffs. Bailiffs are police officers who work with the court. They help maintain the decorum of the courtroom, keep order. People are unruly, they put them out. They make sure that I'm protected and that I'm not doing anything I shouldn't do, and that I'm not exposing myself to any type of liabilities. So what I do, I come in every morning and I review my docket. My docket consists of the number of cases that are going to come before me that particular day. So I review my docket so I can see what the issues are in them. And then I come out on the bench and my bailiff will say something like, "All rise," people stand up. So I'm sure most of you have seen those type of things on different type of legal shows dealing with courts. So I listen to the case and I decide. I have an associate judge, so I decide between me and my associate judge what cases will be heard by the associate judge and what cases I will hear. And I hear, like I said earlier, I hear cases enforcing child support for people who don't pay, enforcing possession and access for people who don't want the other parent to visit with the children. I have to participate in divorces where I have to separate property, decide who gets the house, who gets the cars, who gets the children, who gets the dogs. It's a very emotional and very intense area of law, because people are at a very vulnerable state. Their whole world is shattering and they don't know how to keep it together. And sometimes they depend on me to help them keep it together. It's a very fulfilling job for me. I really love what I do. So it's dealing with people all the time. So you have to be able to love to deal with people. And you have to love the law. And you have to love it enough that you want to make sure that it works for all people equally. That's very important. And it's very important that you also have cultural capital so that people come to you, in front of you, from all walks of life, all types of ethnic groups, different levels of poverty, and you have to be able to make sure that those people are equally respected. Those people maintain and retain their dignity when they walk out of your door. You have to make sure of that. So it doesn't matter if they win or if they lose. When they leave here, they need to feel that they've been treated fairly. So I would tell you as a student, if you're interested in this kind of work, do the things that you need to do to be prepared. Of course, I get paid a decent salary, but that is not motivated me. That is not what motivated me to run. So I didn't even know how much money I was going to be making until after I got elected. So if it was $2, I would have been stuck. Because I have a passion for families and people. So you make sure you have passion for families. Love the law. And I will tell you, in all things that you do, follow what you love. Follow your gift, and your gift will make room for you.